Arvind, I'll move into the current era of cricket. I think, recent interview also I heard you and Murli talking that during your era it was semi-professional. Now cricket has become more professional. Has this professionalism, there were times that you all didn't even have a coach. You trained by yourself and self-learned and the team together. Now we have the entire setup, the infrastructures. I think the competitive nature of cricket is such right now. Uh, this change, do you think, has sort of toned down our aggression as Sri Lanka cricket? I don't see the same aggression. I don't know whether it's my personal view. Has this professionalism crept into the heads of the entire cricketing system?
I don't think actually. Uh, I would say it should actually help them because once you become professionals, you really don't have to worry about anything else. So your aggression and the kind of confidence should grow.
Cool.
So I guess at the with the current team, I am so glad that they can build a career nowadays through cricket, and I hope that the administrators look at even allowing some of these club cricketers to be able to build a career out of club
Out of
cricket,
club cricket.
not only international cricket. So I think that should be our aim,
Sure.
like what IPL has done to the Indian cricket. Um as I mentioned earlier, rubbing shoulders with international players at a very young age helps you grow very quickly.
That much of
and
exposure. Yeah.
exposure and the confidence, all that what matters, because at the end of the day, it's it's a game of confidence.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to go out there and feel that you can compete with anyone at any level. So there are fortunate kids who are able to get that exposure 14 years, which I did get when I was playing for NCC.
Right.
At 14 years, I went and played
The club,
Donovan Entry and
Right.
club cricket when we had to get special permission from
School.
my
to-
principal
Yeah.
to be able to do that. So Mr. Ranjit Fernando, whom I'm ever grateful to, actually wanted my father to bring me to NCC, and at that point he had to go and get permission from my principal, and he also gave permission, knowing that it was a person with a lot of credibility and also
Yeah.
a club with a very good
Standing, yeah.
reputation was wanting me to come and join. So I think similarly for Sri Lanka cricket also, some of these youngsters doing well is very good, and being professional helps. I feel that should grow more than even now. In time to come, they should be able to secure their entire life if they play for a period of 10 to 15 years.
Absolutely.
So I think that is what will give the country and even the cricketers a better future.
Better future. Yeah. You spoke about IPL, the franchise cricket. When it was initially introduced, I remember there were comments saying that franchise will take the center stage and the international, the tri series and etc. will lose their attention. Do you think that it has eroded in terms of the international games, the franchise taking a center stage right now?
Well, I think from a player's point of view, sometimes um, I must say some of those players are prefer they prefer to play some of these franchise cricket rather than representing the country for the long term.
Right.
So I think that is a slight drawback when it comes to international cricket. But I think it's the ICC's duty to make sure that Test cricket survives, because that's the real test.
Yeah. You call it
For
test
any
cricket the best
cricket.
cricket, right?
Yeah. So I still enjoy watching cricket,
Test.
but this T20 has really helped even to transform Test cricket and one day cricket, because if you see nowadays, a test match doesn't last for more than 3 days, 4 days. They finish and you get a result, which is good, and it's more interesting for people to watch. And I watch more Test cricket now than ever before,
Right.
because I feel that kind of aggression, and certain teams, because they still play aggressive cricket, and I enjoy watching it. So the IPL has really, I think, done good when you look at that aspect of the game. And also the other factor is that it has given opportunity to a lot of these youngsters
Kids to come out, yeah.
and build a career through cricket. So I think all in all,
It's a positive sign.
it's a very, very positive sign.
Absolutely. Aravinda, this question is about you made debut in 18. Arjuna, as a teenager, came into Sri Lanka team, and many of those yesteryear players came into Sri Lanka during the 18s, 19s, that age. But right now, you don't see many of the youngsters, especially from the school level, coming into Sri Lanka. There seems to be a gap. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't think there is an issue with that, because you must understand that the time we played, there were only 54 schools which played
School cricket,
first 11 cricket. But now there's 550 odd schools playing first 11 cricket, and there are almost 9,000 odd kids who come out of
Schooling,
first
yeah,
11
yeah.
cricket wanting to play club cricket. And then during our time, maybe even amongst the 54 schools, even if you take 20 players, you'll probably have about 1,000 players playing first class cricket. So I guess from 1,000 to 9,000, the competition has grown.
Yeah.
And then further, if you look at collectively the number of players you have to pick from, you have to put a process in place.
Sure.
And you need to create another competition level. So with these tournaments, it's very, very difficult to pick someone from a
Young age,
school
yeah.
straight away into the national team, because some of these guys have already started to perform at that club level,
level.
where you might have to give them an opportunity before anyone else.
Right.
But of course, if you have a thing like an IPL, if there is a top schoolboy cricketer, you can throw them out there to have a look at them and to see how they perform. But we don't have that structure, and that's why I feel that Sri Lanka cricket really needs to put their heads together to build something strong. And a model such as IPL would be an absolute necessity, and to streamline it, because I feel that in the last 5 or 6 years of the Lanka Premier League, we've had about 20 owners moving
With
in
the
and
franchise
out.
owner, yeah.
And that doesn't really show much for the tournament, and the credibility wise, they lose credibility. I think they really need to sit down and work out what they need to do to make it a real success, because I feel the Lanka Premier League, being in the same time zone as India, has a huge potential to grow. And we are just sitting on a gold mine without really making use of it.
I think the infrastructure discussion have been there in the surface. I mean, you've been voicing it, Mahela, Arjuna, everybody has been voicing this. I think it's time that Sri Lanka needs to look at this. Now, our conversation, Arvind, is moving towards business from cricket, because I wanted to actually pick your brain on that side. You transitioned from the cricketing world to the business world. You've been into investments. You're growing the business empire. Did you have any mentors coming out from cricket to your business world, or was it a self-learned success?
I think it's just like cricket, it was self learned. And again, taking risks was my forte. And I always wanted to be my own boss. So So I guess when it came to investments, I've taken enough and more risks, made losses just like playing rash shots and getting out, and at the same time, like winning a World Cup, I've hit the
Success as well.
jackpot.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like anything else, a learning curve. And once you mature, like you said, after 95, I used to know my strengths and weaknesses. So play within my um, strengths rather than uh, or staying away where my weaknesses are. So it's been a learning curve, and also I think most of the cricketing experiences I have brought into the business uh, businesses as well, because running some of these organizations, we have almost close to 3,000 employees working.
Right.
I mean, so you need teamwork and support from all those people. So I've looked at most of the things what we have implemented in cricket
Correct.
to be done at this level as well.
With regard to investments, I think, I had a question with regard to what you learned from cricket to the investment. I mean, you spoke about it, bringing that team's culture, even from a personal point of view, taking risk in terms of assessing. When you look at an investment or acquisition or merger, what are the specific things as Aravinda de Silva looks at? What like really triggers you?
Yeah, well, you look at the future where the uh, country and policies are going in, and you look at competition, and then you have to do a proper analysis of the business. So those are the areas, the fundamental areas we look at. And of course, looking at distress assets is one main area
Critical factor.
which,
Yeah.
which I really like doing. So and of course, once you post acquisition, what sort of things we need to do, and for that, on the collaboration side, or bringing in partners from overseas, that part really is my strength,
Right.
because that's why I said I work with my strength, and see, there are opportunities which I might be able to open and the others might not be able to do. So I look at all those areas and see, okay, this is an area which I think I can work on and make it really big.
Successful. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to think out of the box and then be a little bit more creative sometimes, and look at how you could use this entity and scale up.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, Sri Lanka is a small market, but we need to look at how
Bigger
how
potential.
how we could really scale up and
Absolutely.
make it a large entity.
Absolutely. If I'm to, from the business side, just to ask the final question on the business side, what are the three values or principles that drives within your business?
Yeah, well, number one, to be ethical. It's very important, and also give confidence to all our customers, and be very transparent, um, and of course service them to the best of our ability. And we all make mistakes, but at that time you need to come forward and accept your mistake. But at all times, I would want to give them the best service ever.
Absolutely. Arvind, on the latter part of our discussion, I'm going to throw you some rapid fire questions, quick, short answers. This most on the cricketing side. If I had to start with that, what was your most heartbreaking moment in cricket?
Well, I think I told you when we lost that test
Test
match
match
to
in SSC.
Australia. Yes,
That was 1992, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember the exact year, but that was
Yeah,
one.
that was the one. The second question, who do you think as the next great? I mean, we have had many batting partners: Roy Das, Dulip Mendes, Arjuna Aravinda, Mahela Sangha, etc. Who do you think is the next greatest batting partnership for Sri Lanka?
Partnership. I think one guy whom I think has a lot of potential is Pathum Nissanka. And I think there are quite a few other guys probably at the same sort of level. And when I say same level, but they're at a quite a high level, whom I feel is top international class level. But Pathum is little beyond
Beyond
that,
that, yeah.
whom I think could
Good skill set.
turn out
Yeah.
to be one of the best players for
Best
Sri
batsman,
Lanka.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
One habit that helped you succeed both in field as well as on cricketing field as well as in business.
Well, to be fair by everyone, I think when you have to be truthful to yourself when you go out there and perform, and similarly you have to expect the same from your employees, and also I think the most important thing is to make sure that you have the right people in the right places,
places.
because that is how I think we built the 96 team. We had the kind of players needed for the right situations.
Situation. Yeah. Which bowler did you find the most difficult to face?
Wasim Akram.
Wasim Akram. Devastating. I mean, I saw Wasim Akram during his career. The latter part was also he was very lethal. I mean, he cut down on his run up, but the bowling was very lethal.
Yeah, well, I think he was special because he was able to move the ball on any surface, and the ability to reverse swing, seam, on any sort
Any
of
surface.
conditions he was able to explore
Yeah.
that.
We know Aravinda de Silva as a greatest batsman, and your bowling ability when a crucial time you'll break through, etc. Even in the final of the World Cup, you took the wickets. But I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite fielding position? Because as cricketers, we may have our favorite positions, but as
My favorite position would be just behind the wicket keeper, just to be in the first slip and hide behind the keeper so that I
less
don't
running.
get any balls.
I'm going to ask you about two innings, special innings out of Sri Lanka that you played: 167 in Brisbane and 267 in Wellington. Which was your favorite?
Well, I think the 167 against Australia was a much appreciated inning, I guess, because of the opposition, and also considering some of the remarks which was made at the time by Simon O'Donnell
Right.
prior to the test
Test
match. But of course, 267 is also special because it was my highest test score, and more so because I had, prior to that inning, there were 2 1 days where I ended up scoring 2 ducks,
Yeah.
and then walked into this test match.
Scored the double century. Yeah, very special. Last, I know you said that you talk very less, but greatest partnerships in cricket is built with a partner, your next batting partner. That chemistry builds in. Who's your favorite batting partner? I don't know. I hope I'm not putting you in trouble.
No. I think I've enjoyed batting with everyone because at the end of the day, I work out when I bat with each person. I work out their strengths and their requirements. So when I used to bat, I bat at number 4. So I end up sometimes batting with Sanat, and Sanat or Kalu being the opener because or Asanka. So when I'm with Asanka, my approach is different. When I'm with Sanat, my approach is more to give him the strike. Whereas when I'm with Asanka, I try to score a little bit faster in the first 4 balls and then rotate the strike in the last 2 so that I have more of the strike. And Kalu was the same, just like Sanat, because he likes to have a bash and have the strike most of the time.
Right.
But down the batting order, I've enjoyed batting with Arjuna because he was one guy who was able to rotate the strike. And risk-wise, we minimize many risks, and we keep pushing the singles, and we accumulate runs without taking too many risks. But at the same time, batting with Sanat was so much easier because I just push the one and he scores the boundaries and makes it so much easier and reduces my risk completely.
Right.
So, so I've enjoyed batting with everyone, and my approach is always different depending on whom I'm batting with, and that's how I look to and look at the situation of the match and also play accordingly.
I think the part of it is the left hand right hand combination would have also given a headache to the bowlers and the field set also. I suppose.
Yeah, well, looking back, yes, maybe, and that's also a crucial thing which never crossed my mind actually until you mentioned. So those are the two guys.
Right. Thank you, Aravind, for being very honest with the rapid fire round. One final question: your vision for Sri Lanka cricket?
Well, I sincerely hope that we'll be able to win another World Cup very quickly. Not to wait every year on the 17th of March to celebrate. Now coming next March, it'll be 30 years since we have won, and that we haven't won another 50 over tournament, but we have definitely won another T20. But I think there had been some great players, great tournaments, and great performances. We have been in almost 7 or 8 finals, but unfortunately we haven't been able to see through some of those finals. Sangha Mahila has done a remarkable job to keep that after the World Cup, to keep the team and the performances at that sort of level. They've been great contributors, Murali being the highest wicket take in the world. We've got the highest test score ever. We had the highest one day score at one time until it was broken. So when you really look at Sri Lanka's capability, being such a small country, and the performances, it's remarkable. And I sincerely hope that we are able to keep it up and keep winning some big tournaments, and also the next generation and the younger generation will be able to support the following generations and make a successful cricketing nation for the future.
Absolutely. Cricket is like a religion in Sri Lanka. I'm sure that, I think we all hope for that success in the future or near future as possible. Well, Aravinda, I think without our knowledge, the time has run out also. It was indeed an very interesting conversation, and personally, it's a proud moment for me to interview you. Thank you very much for taking, I know you were busy schedule. Thank you so much for taking time off and joining us on JXG Spotlight.
Not at all. My pleasure.
Thank you. Well, folks, that comes to an end of a very, very interesting conversation. I'm sure Aravinda's experience, those memories from the cricketing world from yesteryear, and to also relating that to the business success and, how you can leverage through opportunities, knowing your strengths and having the right people at the right places, giving you that confidence to go beyond what you're capable of. See your potential and make it a reality. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you very much for joining. Subscribe our channel and please make a comment if you like our content, and stay tuned for the next JXT Spotlight episode. Thank you very much.